Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay. Just wanted to share a brief message with everybody, friends, family, and those who have gotten to know me over social media and personally as well. Um, I heard it said a long time ago, and I believe it was someone who was preaching the Word of God. It had asked a very interesting question, and the question that they asked was, "What was the richest place on earth?" And I just kind of started mulling this question over and kind of considering what would be the richest place on earth. Is it the oil fields out, in Saudi Arabia or, places like that, I guess, where one would logically think that would be the richest place in the world. But the answer to that question really took me by surprise when the person who was speaking said that the richest place on earth is actually the cemetery. And the answer was the cemetery because in that cemetery lies a lot of those unwritten books and unsung songs and projects that went never effectuated, never put into motion because people were too afraid and let fear get the best of them, and they really never set those things in motion. So thinking about that today, it really made me reflect on a lot of the things that I hold near and dear to my heart regarding fatherhood, and I've always thought about how could I share that message with fathers, maybe even starting at the community level. And for a long time, I've let my own fears kind of get the best of me, and whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of not being accepted, the fear of people looking at me like, who's this guy out here trying to preach some kind of fatherhood message? You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Hollywood star. I'm just a regular, average, everyday guy. You know, but why do I want to share my story? I want to share my story because, like a lot of you out there, I went from fatherless to fatherhood. And thinking about it, that is a powerful transition because I was able to give somebody else that which I never got. And why do I want to share this message? I think the bottom line here is that there's a lot of dads out there struggling with this very issue. They grew up in an environment where, they didn't have a role model, a father figure around, you know what I'm saying? And now life changed for them and put them in the position where they're now that figure that some little one out there looks at and looks out for guidance and nurturing and everything else that involves fatherhood. So in essence, what I want to say is that I want to get past these obstacles and I want to get past these hurdles and I want to be able to kind of share my message with everyone that I can. That even though you weren't blessed with having that role model in your life, a father, you're able, just like I did, to kind of get past that hurdle and become the kind of father that you wanted for yourself while growing up. And that's what you call introspection. I was able to tap into a lot of those things that I remember being a kid and how I felt and the emotional toll it took on me not having that father figure. And that's exactly what I gave my kids. I gave my children the kind of father I wanted for myself. And, 23 years later, my youngest is 19 years old. I got three boys actively serving in the military. They took the same route I did when I was younger and wanted to, do something different and kind of travel the world a little bit, I guess. And I look back at everything now, and why do I want to share my message? A lot of you may ask. I thought that my story and my journey was unremarkable at best. But now thinking about it, it actually is remarkable. It's remarkable that I was able to go from where I came to where I'm at now. And that's what I want to share with everybody out there, is that it's important to get past those hurdles and don't create your own obstacles, man. Get past those fears. And I talked to a good friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. You know who I'm talking about, D. I appreciate the talk we had, man. And he really opened my eyes to really look at this from a different lens and understand that what I've been able to accomplish is remarkable. It's not anything that's coincidence. It's something that it was meant to happen. I was meant to fight the battles that I fought, and I was meant to live the life I've lived in order to turn around and share this with other men out there. And that's exactly what I'm hoping to do. And I wanted to start with this message. Okay? We don't get a handbook when you have children. You don't get an instruction manual. And if you didn't have a dad in your life, it makes it even more difficult. But introspection is incredible and it's key. Look into yourself and ask yourself, what did I feel emotionally growing up without that father figure there, without my father's embrace, without my father looking at me to tell me that he's proud of me, and all those things. And all of those things that you wanted for yourself. And a father, that very thing, give that to your children. Give that to them because they deserve it. And you have it in you to be a great father. It's in you. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And I'm going to try to put out a few more messages here and there over social media and over this kind of platform. If I seem a little nervous, again, my apologies. I've never really used social media for this purpose. But God bless you. Be safe. And always remember that dad is in you. Just pull him out because your children deserve it. Have a blessed Sunday.